Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. There is a link in the description down below for getting yourself a free birth chart. If you don't know what your Moon and Rising signs are, always a good idea to know. Now, as a general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute. What I'm seeing here is the energies, so sometimes if there's another person entering into this reading, you and them can get mixed up. I've only really seen that happen once, but I have now seen it happen, so I'm not going to moan about saying that anymore. As I say, timing is far from absolute in these either. It's useful. This is for December 2020. Yay, we made it. But it's useful for whenever you come to it. But if you are watching it on time, then bear in mind that this is also under the influence of the recent lunar eclipse and under the influence of the upcoming total solar eclipse that is in less than a couple of weeks now. So those energies are quite long lasting. A lunar eclipse for like 3 months, a solar eclipse for up to 6 months. Now there is links in the description down below for the lunar eclipse readings. Obviously I haven't done the solar yet, we're not near it yet. I thought the monthlies were more important, but do go and have a look at those. There is a collective reading which is quite interesting, and also a discussion with astrologer David Fischer, so go and have a look, because even though the lunar eclipse has passed, its energies haven't and won't have done for a while, and they are culminating towards that series finale of 2020. Now, what I would like you to do is ask a question prior to this reading. So take a moment, think about all of the questions that are around you and focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer whatever they please and not what you and I think are the most important or most priority question. However, there's a past and a present in this spread as well. So if the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. This reading is not for you. I'm not going to be reading for all cancers. Go and watch your moon sign, go and watch your rising sign. In fact, always go to the rising sign first, because that's the most important in ancient astrology. That's everything, I think. Oh, apart from, there's also a link down there for the Facebook page for this channel, where I post all of these videos most of the time when Facebook lets me. I had issues over the weekend, and I also post all the astrology videos that I'm watching. Certainly the weather forecast ones, maybe not the ones where they're going right in depth into some technique or another, but the what's in the skies this week, what's in the skies this month, those sort of things. I try and make the page a bit of a one-stop shop. That's everything. That's all I can think of for the housekeeping. So, 3 minutes. I'm getting quicker at that. Good. Like I say, I think ask a question. Timing not absolute. Yeah, I've said everything. Let's bring the cards up. Right then, Cancer. So, this is a testing time for you. There is no two ways about it. I mean, I've seen some of the astrology interpretations of this lunar eclipse, and it's very much the lunar eclipse has been about closing things, and the solar eclipse is about starting new things. Now, I want to draw your attention to, well, everything really. I'll do the oracle cards first. We have, from the Angelarium, we have Yesod, the gateway of the divine energy within the tree of life down into the material where it manifests through Malkut. So Yesod, the ninth emanation, talking about rebirth, obviously, but also talking about a gateway opening for you. We have Chaos from the Wisdom of the House of Night, great little oracle. And there was something else, yeah, where was it? I saw element of that chaos somewhere. Here we are. Yes, from the, what's it called? Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. We have the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Now, this is setting the scene. because you're where you are at the moment card is the Eight of Engines, translates as the Eight of Wands. And it is showing things moving fast around you, even though, I mean, this is a steamship. Oh no, they're clouds. I was thinking it was going through ice and, you know, like being an icebreaker or going through an ice melt. But no, it's going through, it's a airship going through clouds. That's interesting. But again, that fast motion with bits here and there representing not so much obstacles but mysteries, representing bits that you are unaware of, you know, just like the tip of the iceberg. Let's go back to the oracles, because as I say, chaos, Lady of Lightning, the Lady of Lightning is saying sudden change is coming. Then we have from the Dark Goddess Oracle, Ma'at, Judgment, we have with this the Angel of Wisdom. Wisdom comes from the depths of my experience. So what I'm immediately seeing from this is all sorts of things are going to get thrown at you this month. Great. Speaking as a Cancer rising, great. And what's going to be tested is your judgment on how you deal with it, how you're going to tackle all the various things that come up. I'm suddenly very apprehensive about doing this reading, but because we also have the Golden Empress from the Mausolea, which is very much a card about confidence. The Golden Empress was someone who went, hang on a minute, I'm a queen, I don't need to do these trials. I did all these trials in life and went to the duat and went, this is who I am, this is what I've done, here's my heart, weigh it. And, you know, there's in recognition of what she had done, the gods of the duat made her a sort of a goddess type being within the afterlife. However, two cards came out. I didn't look this one up. The Poet of Avalon, the storyteller. But here it says at the bottom, fame, stagnation and pride. There's that launching into a... Because the Golden Empress, she's a goddess within her after realm. So, you know, she has an audience. The Poet of Avon definitely has an audience. So how you use your confidence. One, use your confidence. Absolutely. 100% use your confidence. But how you use your confidence is what is being tested. Is where your judgment is being called. No, not into question. That's the wrong way of her. Is your judgment is being examined. Basically, it's less a season finale and more like the final exam of the year. Because we also have from the Angel Tarot, we have Moloch, who represents a darker side of life. To be quite honest, let me read from the little book what it says. Is the angel who sacrifices children to the fire. That sounds good. Right, this represents lies, maltreatment, cunning, slyness, corruption, an unscrupulous person. So, whether that could indicate that part of the challenge that you are facing is that unscrupulous person turning up in your life, or doing things if they're already quite well established in your life. It can also represent how you deal with what comes up to you, whether you become that unscrupulous person or not. Like I say, Ma'at is an eternal judge of fairness, of balance. And also, the reason I was saying that you have to use your confidence, because you have the option here with card number 10 from the Dark Mirror Oracle, colourless angel. It's like an angel who's just gone and given up all hope and given up all sort of interest. So there's the two challenges. One, are you going to use your confidence? And what these cards are saying is, yes, you should. Because you are gaining guidance. Even if you are bored and frustrated with your circumstances at the moment, I don't think that will last. So whenever this lightning-like upsetting event comes along, I think that the best reaction isn't, oh God, what now? It's more, great, now something's happening. Whether it's good or bad, something is finally happening, because on the bottom of the deck here we have the Chariot from the Chinese Oracle, Chinese Tarot. So it's again indicating this growth of momentum, of speed, with that Eight of Engines here, and also that is springing out of a time with the Cyborg card here. So this top, I meant to get these within reach. This top deck on this reading is the Steampunk Tarot, published by Tuttle. And the Cyborg card is basically the Devil card, but I'm not going to use my Demon Possessed Tarot with this one because it just doesn't feel right. The Cyborg speaks for itself. And it's almost like with him taking his mask off, showing his sorrow, showing his pain for the fact that he is a cyborg. There's this element of there was restriction, but he's removing a disguise. He's removing a restriction. And this is like an astrological influence that is hitting right on your present line. It is passing. It is nearly finished. But it's almost like, remember one of them like wind-up toys or them race cars that you had to pull backwards so that they would store kinetic energy, and then they're ready to go, they're ready to go, they're ready to go, and you let go and vroom, off they go for about 3 foot on the carpet if you're lucky. But that is very much the sense of everything's been held and go. There's one last thing I want to, on the bottom of the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus, and you will see me keep referring to the book with this one because every single card within it is associated with one of Nostradamus's quatrains. So, Three of Stars is the Three of Sword. So there is an element of heartache that is going on here. With any form of chaos, if it is disrupting, you are going to end up saying goodbye to something. And that's something that you're saying goodbye to, even if it's a good idea to say goodbye to it, can end up with some form of grief, some form of pain, at the very least, some form of, I like that, or I was really used to having that around, that sort of thing, all the way from that level to, oh my God, how am I going to live without this? So the Three of Swords has that heartache, but I always see a positive side with the Three of Swords as well on the standard Rider-Waite one, because within those three swords I see the Trinity. I see that forward motion. It's forward motion through pain, but forward motion through pain is growth, is evolution. And that Trinity aspect, less Father, Son and Holy Ghost and more Yod-He-Vav, of two things coming together to create a third, and the three of them together create that forward motion. But what is really interesting is the quatrain that this card is associated with. And I haven't, it's my first clarification deck, this one. I haven't looked at all the other quatrains yet. So, rule and law will be raised up under Venus. Not sure enough about what the where's Venus at the moment? It's going from Scorpio into Sagittarius, I think. So that's going into fire, but also is going into the domicile of Jupiter. But in this next line, Saturn will have empire over Jupiter. Now that's now, because Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius, and Jupiter following Saturn into Aquarius. Saturn rules both Capricorn and Aquarius, according to ancient astrology, Hellenistic astrology. So Jupiter all the time is indeed under the law of Saturn. So it's wanting to make things bigger within the constraints. Jupiter is under a duty to do good things for Saturn. Saturn doesn't have to be a good host. It helps to be a good host, but doesn't have to be. Saturn isn't under a duty to help Jupiter. Jupiter is under a duty to help Saturn. So the passage of time, the delineation of rules, regulations, guidelines, that's what this whole Saturn-Jupiter dance at the moment is going on about. We've had the structure breaking, now we're making decisions and structure building and new structures building, hopefully within the Aquarius stuff. But this is bringing that to the fact that that's not only going on in the mundane astrology over the last couple of years and next couple of years, that is very much centered for what is going on for you, Cancer, because there is there's new rules coming up for you, new ways of interpreting old guidelines, and I think that this is actually a good thing. So let's have a look at where you are at the moment, because you're feeling burdened at the moment, but it's burdened in a good way. So we've got 10 of airships, which is 10 of swords, which is calling an end to something, which may be quite explosive, may be quite painful. So this, what I was talking about the chaos, the Lady of Lightning, maybe the influence of Moloch, this may well be something you already know about. Or maybe representative of a decision that you have made to say, no more. You are aware of how fast things are going. 8 of Suns, so that's the 8 of Wands. I'll just throw the card around the room. And with, finally, the Emperor, you are taking charge. You are defining what your own kingdom is, quite possibly being stubborn. I wouldn't want to say a Cancer could be stubborn, because, of course, I wouldn't know about such things. But there is no doubt that things are moving fast within and without you. Yes, even here we have the Knight of Suns, so Knight of Wands, that charging ahead, charging forward. So 2 speed cards with the 7 of Coins. So it's not so much that you're working on a harvest. It's like what I feel you're looking at what your harvest has, looking at what life has brought to you already. And you have been, as I say, receiving guidance recently on how to proceed forward. I don't even want to say how to proceed forward. With it being submersibles, is how to delve, and that's one thing Cancer is good at, delving. How to delve into the deeps and see where the undersea treasures are, I suppose, is a good way to put it. So underlying this situation, right, so your dreams are in a state of I think some form of dream, some form of decision, which we've mentioned here, is starting to flesh out for you. And I'm just going to have to pause because I can see that I have a parcel arriving. Parcels are ace, aren't they? Right, so let's have a look at the time that we're going into. I'm going to have a look at the more distant past shortly to have a look why there's this double-edged, not why there's this double message of use your confidence and use it wisely. So look, we've got the Chariot again. This pace, now it's picking up, ain't going to slow down. 8 of wands here, 8 of wands here, the Chariot here. But it's going to be of a benefit to you. Oh, interesting, 8 of Cups. Even though you are... oh, now that's interesting. Even though I think... there's going to be some form of loss. There's going to be some form of... This 5 of Globes, the picture on it is very much a like a 5 of Swords. But I think the 5 of Globes is supposed to be 5 of Pentacles. Either way, that's a challenging time. But here we have sort of a warfare fighting type scene. But that is clarifying the Sun. So you're getting into a fight that you want to get into, that you will benefit by being present in, or that you are able to shine your light over. That's why the Sun. Although it does require that there's a couple of dreams that you have to go, yeah, no more. Now, what did I remember that when I went off on that tangent at the start about there's always some form of sorrow with disruption. Oh yeah, when I was talking about the 3 of Swords. But this all starts with some information coming to you soon. You may already know this information, but this is information that comes on top of your decision. So it's the feeling that I'm getting is that this information that comes to you affirms your decision, but in a way that makes you go, okay, well, in that case, I was right to decide that, but what on earth? What? You know, as if there's this disjoint, so that your decision and this information are not directly related. But because of this information, your decision that you have made here is going to work out for the better. But it's also calling you to level up. Now, I always call Page of Pentacles, here Page of Coins, a leveling up card. Sort of like you've gone through 1 to 10 and you're on the next level of the computer game, but you're a beginner on this next level. But this one... it's almost like this gentleman is holding his coin, his pentacle, and there's a look on his face that I'm half expecting him to hold it to his chest or eat it and suddenly transform into some superhero type person. You know, this hold aloft his magic sword, or with one magic word, or whatever. Because the look on his face is... sort of, yeah, you think I'm middle-aged and old and not that agile now. You just wait till I press this button. You know, power extreme. Or I'm sure there's a... no, I can't think what the Power Rangers war cry is. But this new time that you're coming into, yes, it's a big amount of change that's coming in, and it looks like you're preparing yourself for this sort of change. So we've got the Death card here. So again, there's that sense of finality, that sense of things changing, things moving. But this is clarified, well, this is clarifying the horologer, which is the Hierophant. Or the High Pope, with a blue lotus, that he stood in front of a blue lotus, which is I'm immediately thought of how that sort of thing does not naturally exist in nature. And it also looks to be hovering over that table, so it's as if it's been conjured into being, and we have some massive pendulum behind him that I expect to be part of some like perpetual motion machine or something, because there is finding traditional ways to do new things. So again, with that finding traditional ways, is that keeping to the guidelines of what you feel is right and fair and just, bringing us back to Mars here. With the Page of Swords, so more information coming through. Maybe there's something that you're keeping an eye on. And we have Spring-Heeled Jack, card number 13. Let me check this one. My mind's gone blank. 13 is... it's the Death card again. Of course it is card number 13. Doy. Not feeling under pressure at all. Oh, that's nice. Two of Moons is a Two of Cups. But change, Death card. The motion cards, the Chariot, the Eight of Wands. And Four of Swords. There's a change that becomes a healing change for you. But this isn't, with this Four of Swords, I don't feel that it's an experience that you're going to go through alone. It's more that you're going through this healing experience and you are aware that there is somebody very loyal to you. Either you are being loyal to them and that's why you're going through the healing experience, or they are being loyal to you, supporting you through your healing experience. But you don't have to go that far away, because from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we've got Andre Alphas with Unhappy Voyage, or Damabia with Fountain of Wisdom. Now, Damabia featured, I think, in the recent full moon. I know I've seen I've been reading the name recently. But Damabia represents Fountain of Wisdom. Now, so this is telling me that everything is happening close to home, and that you are best set up, because yeah, we have the Cosmic Blueprint here, which is like the World card. You're best set up doing your transformation within a home sort of environment, just so that you don't get tricked. You know, Judgment card. Someone else is aware of the transformation that you are going through. They may be trying to sway it one way or another. That is something that you can recognize, but there is somebody who is also recognizing the value in you. But what you're fearing... Page of Wands, King of Swords. What you're fearing is that you're leaping into an unknown and that you're ending up cutting off something that you actually require, and that it's going to arrest forward motion in your life. That is something I do not think you need to worry about. That is something that I think you need to embrace, this loss of old things and entrance of new things coming in, because there is guidance being given to you. There is some form of peace coming through for you. We've got the Four of Stars here, so again there's that healing sense, but also an element of wish granting. Behind this Pope here on the Four of Stars, we've got a unicorn, and a very joyful Five of Cups, where you are able to recognize, yes, that's been used up. I can't go any further with that. That has been used up. That it's going to... That forward motion is going to take me... I won't be able to necessarily see what my destination is. And the destination, as I say, is not a place, because we've got Unhappy Voyage here. But it's a state of being. that is opening up for you, a new state of being that is opening up for you. Let's have a look why this is such an issue. Let's have a look at your distant past. So we've got 6 of submersibles, Knight of Coins. Right, there was very slow progress. Things were moving slowly in the past. It was you were comfortable there when things were moving slowly, but I almost feel like there was a sense of, you know, the feeling that you get when you see a soap opera or a repeat episode of a soap opera that you saw when you was a child. It's nice, it's familiar, you know, it's but it's got nothing to do with today. So it was almost like in the past you were looking in a nostalgic fashion at everything that was around you, and it wasn't proving ooh, that's nice. It wasn't proving enough for you. You weren't getting enough fulfillment, enough growth, enough so you took upon some form of burden. Again, sticking to quite rigid personal rules, personal how you're going to do this one way or another. You had the strength to go ahead with that, and that actually paid off. It really gave you some new dreams. Now, those dreams are in the form of changing at the moment, but bear in mind that you've taken on a burden before and you ended up in a better place for it. It opened up a whole new way of being for you, and this is what's happening again in a different way, in a different context. So maybe in a different area of life, if we was to talk astrology, in a different house. But this is what a lot of this has been leading up to so far, that you've had some form of wish fulfillment already in the recent past, as in the last couple of years. And you found that, yeah, you did get the things that you wished for. Oh, now, was wishing for them such a good idea? We've got the Devil card here. So I will clarify it, but this looks to be like you got everything that you wished for, and you realized how restricted you were because of that. And now we're coming into the time of a lifting of restrictions. That's what I might call this reading, a lifting of restrictions. So again, we've got strength, yes, as we had in this pile. Builds towers or destroys stone walls, causes rough waters, and finds witches. That is Vine. But being the strength card, destroying some stone walls isn't a bad thing at the moment. And that's the process that these walls are coming down. I'm quite surprised that with the cards as they stand, that there isn't a tower card here. But you don't need it, because it's a lot more. These are more internal walls rather than external. You know, it's not that you've been locked in a basement for 3 years. Oh, now this is beautiful for the final outcome. We have 3 of Vengeance, forward motion, the Alchemist, which is the 14th of Globes. So basically, King of Globes, King of Pentacles, King of Coins. So really grounded status moving forward. Remember that the King of Pentacles can be all that. Oh, what's happened to my camera? That's gone a bit weird. And then we have the 5 of Staves, which is the 5 of Wands. But I like this 5 of Staves because it's more... It implies to me that it is constructive debate that comes to a conclusion. They have a massive document here, scroll, that they are arguing over and going to sign. So it's almost, there is cooperation coming from whatever you know, wherever that may be coming from, there is cooperation coming through debate. So looks like you may have to give a little there as well, because that's a compromise, but it's a good compromise. You know, someone said the art of politics is compromise, or a deal where nobody is happy is a good deal. I don't feel that it's a nobody happy here. I'm seeing all these 5 people walking away feeling a sense of promise, feeling they're okay, they haven't won the lottery, they haven't got the big win that they wanted, but hey, this is going in the right direction, this is going well. So all in all, this is a challenging time coming up for you, Cancer. So remember, use your confidence, but use it wisely. And then that other thing that I just said that I've forgotten already, and I'm going to have to rewind the film to watch it to title the video. But yeah, use your confidence, use it wisely, be prepared for change. Out of all of this, there is change. Change that will have ouches attached to it. So change that is meaningful. And it ends you up in a good place. All right, so if this means anything to you, please do comment down below. Well done if you stuck with me this long. I've been going half hour. But yeah, if it means anything to you, comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, obviously, and there'll be more readings coming up. And I will shut up because this video is long enough. See you later, Cancer. Good luck.